Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
What is up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to another edition of the Know Before You Go Travel Show, the vacation for your earbuds. And we got a great show today.
Yes.
Like we're back and we're better than ever.
See, this is a little different because the last one, I haven't even listened to it, but you did by yourself.
Did it by myself.
I don't even know what you talked about.
It was lonely. I talked about what to do if your flight is ever delayed or canceled. How do you handle that situation? Because that's happened to me a lot because I've flown 140 times this year alone.
Oh, okay.
So I know
I'll have to listen to that.
You'll have to. I mean, I think it was kind of weird just being in the studio by myself, like empty chairs and just staring at the wall and just talking. And it was a little interesting of an experience, but
yeah,
I think the end product was pretty good. I was pretty pleased with it.
Yeah.
And you should listen to it and show your support for me.
I will definitely do that.
But yeah, hey, and you had so the reason I had to do the show by myself is because you were in Turks.
I was in Turks and Caicos.
You're in Turks, and I was here holding down the fort, like I always do when you travel to these exotic places, and you do what good travel agents should do. You go see the properties and tour them and see what's new and talk about the latest and greatest. And congratulations, by the way, because you and the agency got a very nice award. You were honored at their annual event.
Yes. Yep. We won. We attended the Sandals Star Awards, which is their sales award for travel agencies, and we won a Best of the Best. So it's a sales award. We're one of the top selling travel agencies for Sandals resorts in the Southeast, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome. And
big accomplishment.
And it shows how much hard work you put into it every day, and our agents and our agency. We really do love what we do, and I think it shows when you go to these awards banquets and get honored. So congratulations, and shout out to all of our agents who are listening. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, that's why I was doing the show by myself. And so, but now today's show, we're going to talk about what do you need to prepare for or do when you're about to go on a cruise. Why are we doing this show?
Because we're going on a cruise next week.
Where are we going?
It's kind of crazy, but so I have the travel bug, permanently all the time.
It's a PTB. I'm coining this. It's a medically approved term for people that can't get rid of the travel bug.
Yes.
It is the PTB,
so
persistent travel bug or permanent travel bug.
Right. So right before Thanksgiving, I was like, I want a quick, short, cheap getaway before our busy season ramps up, which it's already starting to ramp up, but that's usually in January.
Yeah.
And so I found this cheap little Bahamas cruise on Royal Caribbean. So we're going for 3 nights. I know some people say I shouldn't say cheap, but it's a less expensive, more economical.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. It's just the shorter cruises, because it's a 3-night cruise, are less expensive. It's not. Yeah. It's actually one of the nicest boats it's a really nice boat we're going on.
Yeah, so I told George, I'm like, I want to go do this, and he says, whatever. So we booked it, and we're leaving on Thursday, flying down to Miami, and then we get on the ship on Friday, and it's just a weekend cruise. We come back on Monday.
Yeah, and I think this is a trip that a lot of couples or people like to make. If I love the idea of a cheap, quick getaway.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about this on our previous podcast of quick, economical getaways.
Yeah,
so.
And I think it's good to do if you're about to have a busy season, or if you're like a teacher and you're about to go back and school's about to start again, and you still want to have that little bit of extra fun before the chaos and madness starts. That's what we're doing, and I'm super excited. And also, this boat, for the length of the cruise, this boat is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's a
larger
boat.
ship. So we're going on Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas. It's got water slides and all sorts of stuff on there. So it is definitely one of their bigger ships than usual that does the 3-night shorter Bahamas cruises.
Yeah, and usually the small ones do. And so this is a bigger boat for this level of cruise, and that's why I'm excited, because they have the specialty restaurants, which I like, which we both like. I love going on a boat that at least has that as an option, which we are going to do that. We'll get into it here in a second. And yeah, we're gonna fly down there. We're gonna get away for 3 days. We're gonna do a lot of documenting of the boat and the service, and we'll probably have
It's not a boat; it's a ship.
Hey, I can call it a boat.
Okay.
What's that, Lonely Island? I'm on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on a boat.
You'll probably be playing that on your phone when we board the ship.
Oh, I definitely will. Yeah, I love that song.
His favorite day of cruises is the day that you board the ship.
That's my favorite day. And I don't know why. I think it's because of that, like, childhood curiosity that I just is instilled in me. But, like, I love the first day. Go to your room, put your luggage up if you can, if your room's ready. Because a lot of times we'll have a book bag and a carry-on, and they'll take your carry-on luggage to your room for you. But your book bag, I like to drop that off. But anyways, my favorite thing to do is get on that boat, grab a cocktail with you or grab a drink, and then we go explore.
Yep,
just walk around the entire boat, get your bearings, find out where the good spots on the boat are. And I like to be one of the first ones on because it's not as busy.
Right.
And you can kind of feel everything out and get your bearings on the boat. And that is just one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So
I'm really jacked up to do that.
Yeah, I know. I can tell already. Yeah.
I am fired up. So
we set the first boarding slot that we could. So it's 12:30, which they usually let people on, a little earlier than that. So we'll go over there probably around noon.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And on the show here, we'll talk a little bit about the boat, but I think we'll talk about the boat on the post show,
right.
the post-mortem cruise show that we're going to do. But on this show, we really want to talk about what are we going to bring, because there's a lot of things on the cruise boats that are way overpriced.
Oh, just kind of how to prepare for the cruise.
Yeah, preparing for your cruise. What do you need to bring to make sure you're not going to overspend while you're there? And because there are silly little things that are really jacked up. They jack the price up on the boat.
Yes.
And I'm not referring to alcohol, because I'm sure that's like the first thing people think is like, oh, are you sneak alcohol on? You don't want to really, and listen, if you want to, go ahead, but you really
We've
shouldn't.
done it before.
Yeah, when we were kids.
Yeah.
We were dumb kids, but hey,
you've done it.
we had one friend. Remember we were in college? Well, I guess we were it was just after college, but
they did the shampoo bottles.
They snuck it in shampoo bottles.
And the vodka tasted like shampoo a little bit.
Yeah, it tasted like what is it?
Pantene Pro V.
Pantene Pro V. That's what it tasted.
At least we had like shampoo look-alike bottles that were flask though.
Yeah.
And so we put liquor in there.
And we don't condone this activity because it's probably going to get confiscated because so many people do try it, but that's not one of the things we're saying you should.
Oh no, we're just joking about.
Yeah, we're joking around about this, but we're going to talk about specifically what you should bring to avoid having to pay extra on a certain whatever when you're actually on your cruise.
Yes,
and I think this is a great list here we have. So what to bring? We're going to talk about what to bring, what to buy before you go on the cruise, right? So what are some things you should pre-purchase, when to purchase those things, and then a little bit about the specialty restaurants and the apps that a lot of these cruise lines have.
Yeah.
So let's jump into our list on what to bring. What is very wise. Now, specifically, we're going to talk about cruises in warmer climates, like the Caribbean or something. We specifically Caribbean. I think this applies to the most. So you want to go through number one. What is the number one? Not number one.
You wrote them down.
You read it? Okay. I'll go. Snorkel gear.
Yes.
Snorkel gear is one of those things that...
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, but we didn't say, we just said that the cruise was going to the Bahamas. So it's going to Nassau and then so we'll be in Nassau next Saturday and then Sunday, Coco Cay, Bahamas, which is Royal Caribbean's private island, and then back in Port Miami on Monday, which I know a lot of people might have questions about the Bahamas because of the storm, Hurricane Dorian earlier this year. But those islands were, very minimally affected. They lost a couple tree branches, but other than that, it's fine. It's the little more northern islands that were hit. Yeah,
100%. And by the way, guys, before we continue, if you have any questions on anything that you hear on this show, feel free to hit us up on Facebook and Instagram at Penyak Travel, or send us a little message through our website or email. It's www.penyaktravel.com. There's a big little button there. It says request a quote. Send us what you have a question on or what you need, and it goes right to Janet.
That's right.
Right to the Queen herself.
Oh my gosh.
The Queen of Travel.
Stop.
Ooh, I got a new. Ooh, I like that. The Queen of Travel. I'm here with the Queen of Travel.
Okay.
And I'm the dunce.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Whatever.
well, first, before we get into the what to bring, I want to say one thing. Actually, I'll say that at the end. Never mind. I'll say it at the end.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget.
No, I won't forget.
I bet you will. All right. What to bring? So, number one thing to bring, especially if you're not number one thing, but a thing you want to consider bringing is snorkel gear.
Yeah, especially if you're going to stop at one of the cruise lines whether it be Royal Caribbean or Carnival, Norwegian, whoever, Princess, their private islands, a lot of times there's some great snorkeling right there.
Right off the beach. Yeah.
Right off the beach. And so in order to avoid having to rent snorkel equipment for $25 a person, which I think is crazy, bring your own.
Bring your own, yeah. And that's if you like to snorkel. I mean, if you don't like to snorkel, obviously don't bring it. But
right.
don't go buy it. But you can buy it at the store for you can get good snorkeling for $10 to $12.
I was going to say from Walmart, yeah.
You don't need to rent it for $25. So $25 a person, that's $50 a couple.
Yeah.
Just to go snorkel for a few hours, that's a little much. So, and honestly, the snorkel gear they give you, I don't like putting my mouth in that. I know.
Knowing that everybody else's mouth has been in there, it's kind of weird.
How many mouths have been on the snorkel pipe? Like the little pipe. I don't know what to call
I know.
it.
It's a...
it's a personal
your breathing tube.
Yeah, and then people bite on it too hard, like the rubber part, like fully is in your mouth. Yeah,
especially since it's flu season, we probably should not do that.
Yeah, and I know they do a good job cleaning like this. I'm not saying they do a phenomenal job cleaning.
I'm
stuff.
sure they do,
it's
but it's
okay.
still just the thought of it.
It's the mental side. It's like
that there's thousands of other people whose mouths have been on that.
Yeah, so get your own snorkel gear if you like to do that, which we do. We like to get the GoPro out and and honestly, I like to do that over going on the tour. Because sometimes, as long as it's good enough, I'd rather get good enough snorkeling right off the beach than pay a lot of money, then go out in the water, and then the waves are very heavy and all that. But anyways,
you're kind of on your own time.
Yeah, it's just my own. I don't like being confined to a group, anyways. Where you're being herded like cattle onto things when you're traveling. Just not my thing. I like to just freelance it all.
Oh, yeah, no, and I think that definitely, especially there at Coco Cay, will allow us, which we've been to Coco Cay before. It was 10 years ago on our very first cruise back in 2009.
Yeah.
So they've completely revamped it, made a huge water park there.
Zip lines, there's bars and restaurants, right?
All so I'm very excited to see how much it's changed.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to see how much it's changed. And I'm very excited to snorkel and enjoy. How much time do we have there? Do you remember? We have a little bit of time there.
We have pretty much all day.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that's one thing you definitely want to bring. Another thing, this is kind of an obvious one, but it's one of those things you might forget if you're in the excitement of traveling and you're packing, is medicine you may need.
Oh, yes. But also not just prescription medicine. I'm saying Dramamine in case you might get seasick.
Or Advil. Or something
that
just
Advil
could...
to help with your headache after a fun night.
Yeah, say you had a couple bottles of wine at dinner or something, you had fun.
Right.
You might need that because on the boat it's going to be very, very expensive.
Yeah, it's priced more expensive. So I say always have that, something that you might need. Another one.
Well, before we move on, I want to say Dramamine. So the modern day boats, a lot of them are so big that you rarely ever feel it. But there is the slight chance that you don't notice it, but the boat is still moving a little bit. And I think your stomach can pick that up and your mind can pick it up. And that's where some people, they get a little queasy. And it is rare. I've never experienced it. And we've cruised a lot.
Yeah.
But I know people that are a little more sensitive to it. They might not even realize the boat's moving a little bit. And then all of a sudden they're a little seasick, queasy. So if you do get that, I would bring it and just take it every day. There's no problem taking that every day. Just
or you can get the patch too. I know some people get the patch.
Yeah.
Just in case.
But for those people that haven't cruised before, trust me, the boat is not. It's not like a small little dinghy out in the ocean. These boats are so big and the technology's so good that you rarely ever feel it.
Yeah, and if you are worried about the movement and that you might feel a lot of the movement and might make you sick, don't get a room in the front of the ship. Do it in the mid-aft to midship.
Know before you go travel tip.
Yes,
because that is where the least change happens as a boat is moving, going up and down, right?
Yes.
You want to be in the center of the ship. And then it's also good for just convenience of walking around the boat, typically, if you're near the center.
Right.
Because sometimes, you and I have had the rooms in the front and the back, and to get somewhere, you have to walk
I know.
5 miles down the hallway, get to an elevator, or go up or down. So that's a great note for your travel tip. Another thing, too, if what's the next one? Or I
was going to say, what?
I've got the list. Now, this is something you need because your bugs just eat you up. Bring some bug spray.
Yes, I always bring bug spray, not specifically for on the ship because, the boat's moving, so you don't really like when you're traveling at night.
There's no
stuff.
mosquitoes like out there.
Yeah, you don't really get eaten, but just in the ports, I always, no matter where I am, get eaten by mosquitoes. And so I say bring that with you because it's another one of those things where you could buy a bottle of it for $7 here, and they're going to charge you $20 on the ship.
Yeah, and no before you go travel tip. So if you're flying in to, say you're flying into the cruise and you're trying to do a carry-on, you're going to want to buy some of this stuff when you land, like when you get out of the airport, because unless you're checking a bag, you're not going to be able to take something over 3 ounces.
I think you're better off to just check a bag because then you got to worry about trying to get it.
You're definitely better off checking a bag.
Before you get on board, and that might be kind of a pain, and in the end, you won't really save much money.
You won't. No, you won't. You're right. You're 100% right. So bug spray. This one goes with it too. Sunscreen.
Yes.
Get your own sunscreen.
So I remember, I think it was maybe on our second cruise, we ran out of sunscreen because I just didn't prepare. And they on board wanted the sunscreen on board was $27 for a bottle. I'll never forget that. And I told George, because he burns easily, he can just sit under an umbrella for the next few days.
You are savage.
I'm not paying $27 for a bottle of sunscreen. That's crazy.
And I got sunburned, I think. No, I don't think I got sunburned that trip.
We haven't forgotten sunscreen since.
Yeah, we don't forget sunscreen since. But yeah, I thought that was very mean of you to not let me get sunscreen when I needed it.
Well, it wasn't that I didn't let you. I'm like, we have 2 days left on the ship. I think you'll be okay.
I'm kidding. And I usually, I'm very pasty white.
You need some sun.
I know I need some sun, but the thing is, when you get as pale as me and look like a dang corpse, when I lay in the sun, it's not tanning. It's just instant burning. It's
because you need to give yourself a base.
I don't believe in that base tan nonsense.
I got a nice base in Turks last week.
I know. You're looking like a sun-kissed goddess over here, and I'm like a corpse.
Yeah.
I'm a walking
corpse. Well, you're like that
year-round. What'd you say?
You're like that year-round.
I am like that year-round. But so anyways, yeah, bring your own sunscreen. That'll save you a boatload of money, especially if you forget it. And honestly, this is a good checklist to go through when you land, too. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're on your way to your cruise and you're on your flight, when you land, you better check this stuff before you get on the boat. Yeah. Because if you add all this up, I mean, it's going to be a couple $100.
Yeah, it could be.
Formal wear.
Oh, yes. Another thing. So all the cruise lines, all the major ones on each of the sailings usually have, depending on the length, 1 formal night or 2. So the shorter ones have 1. So, we're going to bring like a cocktail dress. And it's not like it used to be. I know a long time ago, back in the mid-2000s.
People wear like a tux. I mean, it was like real serious.
Tuxedo, long, flowy, prom-like dresses. And it's not like that anymore. It's just kind of cocktail attire. And you don't have to participate in it. If you don't want to, then you would just
wear whatever you want. Yeah,
you just would not eat in the main dining room areas.
Yeah, I mean, and
I kind of like it though.
Yeah, I do. I like dressing up a little bit. I usually don't wear the tie. That's the thing. Like no one wears. I don't wear a tie anymore to those things. I wear a nice coat and slacks and a button up. And that's all. I mean, that's all you really need. And some you see some older folks. That's okay. Put the tie on and then maybe the vest. And I think that's it. You're right. It is very traditional. And one of my first cruises I went on was back in like 2001. 2001 I went on a cruise.
Yeah, you did that one, yeah.
And the formal night, you're right, the formal nights back then were very formal. Long flowy dresses, tuxedos, and it was I kind of missed that of it. Like this is like a nice, like super classy thing to do. It's almost like a gala on the boat. But nowadays it's not like that. But I still think,
but it's still nice because we don't get dressed up like that to go to dinner very often.
Yeah, it's nice to get dressed up.
Yeah, so it's just something different and, adds a little
special
touch to your cruise.
And everyone takes pictures and stuff and you're looking all fancy.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. So make sure you bring some formal wear. But again, if you don't want to participate in it, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Now, this is probably the most important thing you need to bring. This is the last thing we have on the what to bring list.
Oh.
Bring yourself.
Bring yourself.
What we mean by that is fly in a day early.
Yeah, I would get to your port or at least be close to it, within 2 hours of it. the day before, because you never know what can happen. You can have flight delays, or if you're driving, you could hit some traffic. There might be an accident on the interstate that shuts it down. So you just never know. So I say definitely show up to your port, or at least very close to it, the day before, and make sure you have all the proper documentation too.
Absolutely, yeah. And go through that list. What in your opinion? Well, not in your opinion. What's the proper documentation to show up with?
So I always recommend having a passport for cruises, no matter what. I think just in case something happens and you need to fly home, it's a lot easier if you have a passport. And I say the passport book. You can board the ship with a passport card, or you can board with a original or certified copy of your birth certificate and your driver's license. And then if your name is different on those two documents, and this would be in the case of a marriage, then you need to bring that supporting documentation, so a marriage license. But overall, I say get a passport, travel with a passport. It's much easier and stress-free, I think.
Yeah, I recommend that too. Get your passport. Your passport card is not the same thing, and we did an episode on this, right? Right. And so
but the passport card can be used for cruises.
It can, yeah. But I mean, we always say, in order to be safe,
Oh yeah, no, get the passport book.
Passport, yeah. So that's the one thing.
Sorry, he was Instagramming. So
I was Instagramming there. But we're back. We should have a commercial break. Get a little Instagramming done. By the way, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, do so. We are at Penyak Travel. Nice little segue to our next. Pre-purchase. What you should pre-purchase here.
Oh yeah.
Check us out on Instagram. We're trying to get our Instagram game up, and then we're going to start posting. And this is really cool. I'm super excited about this because now we got Joe, our executive assistant, on board. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a lot more time to do a lot of the cool things we've been wanting to do, and we're going to do a client picture of the week.
If we can get them.
Yeah, and obviously we get the client's approval, but
right.
we get so many pictures of like our clients traveling, and they're having a blast. And they have some of the most beautiful photos.
Yeah,
I want to be able to share that, so we're going to start having all of our agents submit them to Joe. Joe's going to pick one a week, and we'll do it like on Wednesdays or something. We'll roll out the client pick of the week.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah,
it'll be on our Instagram and Facebook.
That sounds great.
Perfect. You're like looking at me like, shut up and keep going.
No,
you haven't given me the
like
finger
it.
yet. You haven't given me like the wheel finger yet.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I haven't done that yet.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, because I want to avoid that. Let's do pre-purchases. So what are things that you should pre-purchase? Because there are definitely items you can pre-purchase before you get on the cruise. What do you recommend, and what have we done on this for this particular cruise?
So on this one, we did purchase the drink package, and I know on one of our first episodes we did, are the drink packages worth it? For shorter cruises, I really think they are. And another great thing about Royal Caribbean is they've kind of changed up their packages than over what they used to be, but it also includes bottled water. So
that is nice. Yeah, I remember.
And we drink a lot of bottled water, and so I think that's great. And then we'll have all the alcohol we want. So we have purchased that. Little tip: if you are booked for a cruise and for the future, and you know that you may want to buy this or internet package, which is another thing we've purchased around a holiday, especially Royal Caribbean, they usually put those on sale, so they discount it. So we got the drink package. It was like buy one, get one 50% off.
Yeah, that is a huge note before your travel tip.
Yeah, so and that was on Black Friday. So usually around, a special event like Black Friday or holidays, anything like that, if you're going to purchase something for your cruise, do it around then.
That's a great tip because that's what we did, and we got a really good deal. How much did we pay, or how much would we have paid? What's the standard rate if you remember off the top of your head? I think it's $50 a day or something like that?
It was like $55.99 per person per day. And then so we got buy one, get one half off. So we saved,
25%.
Yeah, something like that.
But that makes it, that only makes it $75 a day per couple. Just about. Yeah,
right, roughly.
And that's easy because the drinks on the boat are expensive. They're not cheap.
Yeah, I think we paid a little bit more than $75 per couple.
Well, yeah, it's 55 times 2, 110 or something like. Yeah, it's like
our
maybe
coffee
80
hasn't
or
quite
something.
kicked in.
Yeah, it's Saturday morning for us here, by the way, and the coffee. We got it flowing though. We got a coffee going.
Yeah,
we drink half calf here. Maybe we should just up it to full calf.
No, I'm good. Half calf's good.
Half calf gets you going.
Yep.
All right, we were yawning earlier, so maybe we will do.
Well, I know it takes a little time.
On the podcast mornings, we should do full calf.
It takes a little time to get flowing through my veins. Speaking of coffee, here's that Hawaiian coffee that we haven't opened. It's sitting right here on the table.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice little thing you brought back from Hawaii.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
We'll crack that open. All right. So we purchased the drink package.
Drink package, and we purchased the internet package.
Talk about the internet a little bit, because, I mean, did we get a discount on that? I can't remember.
I think it was 30% off their onboard prices. So we did the Voom Surf and Stream one each for the duration of the cruise. And one of the things I really like about Royal Caribbean's Wi-Fi plan versus the others is they don't have a limit on it. So they like on, let's just say, Princess Cruises, when you purchase an internet package, or like on Norwegian, you get like you purchase 100 minutes or 200 minutes, whereas Royal Caribbean, you just purchase it and it's unlimited. Yeah,
and that's so nice. Like I remember like going on all the cruises, because every time we go on a cruise, we always get the internet package, because we have to have our email. The business is going on, and we want to know what's going on.
Right. Unfortunately, we can't just cut it off.
We don't fully cut it off.
I can't.
We've got clients and agents and a full business, so we have it on, so we know what's going on. And we also do a lot of documenting, a lot of Instagramming, Facebooking. Right. And so to be connected for us is very important. And it used to annoy the crap out of me, that little clock on, like, you'd be
on the Princess
You'd
cruises,
be on Princess,
yeah.
And you log in and there's a countdown clock.
Not knocking Princess, but they should change their internet package and Norwegian, because I don't like that.
I don't like it. Maybe Norwegian has. It's been a little while since we've been on one.
No, they haven't.
That is what. This
or
is
at least a part of their free at sea. Yeah, when you purchase it, it's or if you get that, it's 125 minutes.
See, listen, I know it's a revenue stream for them. I get it, but like, it's 2020, just about almost 2020. Data is not that much. I know data at sea is a little different, but still, it's like if I own a cruise company, if I own a cruise boat or ship, don't get on me for saying boat, cruise ship. I would want everyone to have unlimited internet.
Well, Game Changer, Richard Branson's new cruise line, it does have free Wi-Fi on board.
And see, that is a game changer, and that's a smart move, because you know what everyone's going to be freaking doing? Instagramming and Facebooking and TikToking about their experience.
Right.
And as long as you deliver good service, you're going to want people to do that. You want it everywhere. You don't want to...
Yeah, because then it's like free advertising for you.
It's free. It's the value that you get back out of getting in someone's news feed, and like one of your friends having an awesome experience far outweighs the $25 extra you're going to make for charging a little bit more for the internet. It's just ridiculous.
I agree.
It's ridiculous. They've got the game backwards.
Yep.
They've got the game backwards. Anyways,
so we purchased that.
That's my rant for the day. So yeah, kudos to Royal Caribbean for doing the unlimited internet.
Yes, it makes my life a lot easier on those cruises. So one other thing that we pre-purchased, and a lot of cruise lines and ships have these, is specialty dining. So we have a reservation at the Chops Grill, which is the steakhouse, because I love all the steakhouses at sea. And we've got that for the first night, kind of kick the cruise off. It's going to be fun. I think we paid, it was like $85 for the both of us for that night. Yeah,
we did. We paid $85 total. Mm-hmm. And so it comes out to like 40 whatever a head. But the quality of food that you get, and that's the misconception that I think's out there, is that a steakhouse on a cruise boat's not as good as a steakhouse on land.
Yeah, I have not found that to be true. I think that everyone we've always visited, it's been excellent.
It has been awesome. And I'm telling you, the steaks are of really high quality. The staff is extremely trained. They know the wine pairings if you want wine. You get unlimited sides at the $40 price point.
Yeah, and you can get lobster.
You can get surf and turf.
There might be a slight upcharge for that. I can't remember, but I know on Princess you've gotten lobster before.
Yeah, you get unlimited lobster. Yeah, I remember that one time they brought out a whole tray of like lobster, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's just like
and I don't eat lobster. George was in heaven.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have to like fast that whole day if that happens again in order to like eat the.
Well, be careful because it's embarkation day, so you're gonna be drinking a lot.
Yeah, well, I won't be truly fasting then, but you know what I mean. But yeah, but moral of the story here is that these steakhouses or these specialty dining restaurants are like 99.9% of the time 100% worth it.
Oh, I agree. So I think it's a great way to kick off the cruise, and who knows, we'll probably end up there on the last night too and only go eat in the dining room once, but we'll see. Yeah,
because the dining room food's really good too. I do enjoy the dining room experience, but I don't know why. I just feel like the specialty dining is a little more intimate, especially if it's a separate restaurant, which nowadays most of them are. And it's just so good. It's so cool.
It is.
So we'll definitely be doing that. We'll have a nice review on probably that restaurant that they have on the Crown Grill, and then we'll do obviously.
No, that's Princess. Royal Caribbean is called Chops.
Chops, that's right, Chops.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
So
pardon me.
One last thing to do before your cruise is make sure you get yourself checked in.
Yeah, and you can
because
check
a lot
in.
of times they require you to present your boarding pass to enter the port.
Yeah, and you can check in up to 30 days before.
No, up to 4 days before.
Up to 4 days before. And you can do it on the app now. So
yeah, Royal Caribbean has an app. I'm assuming the other ones probably do now
Yep.
too. I need to look into that, I guess. But Royal Caribbean definitely does, and we have it downloaded and already have our set sail passes on there.
And we're very impressed with the app because the app has like kind of a map of the boat. It's got everything you need. And one thing that stuck out to me about Norwegian when we went a long time ago on the Norwegian boat is their technology was so much better than the other boats.
Right.
Like they were like next level. This was back a few years ago, and I was overly impressed with the ability to like order room or get reservations and dining stuff and your excursions from your TV in your room.
Right.
And I bet you Royal Caribbean's. I bet they're there. So we're going to check that out and see what the technology's like. But yeah,
Yes.
I'm jacked up for this trip. I'm excited.
I'm very excited. What we're going to do, this was the thing that I wanted to mention earlier, what we're going to do in Nassau. So this is just a little tip. If you've maybe if you've been to Nassau before, kind of explored the city or gone to the beach there and you're not sure what you want to do, a lot of the resorts will offer you day passes.
Yes.
So you have to pay for them, but it's a great thing, especially if you've never experienced an all-inclusive resort. Then you can go buy a day pass there, like there's Sandals Royal Bahamian in Nassau.
Which is what we're going to do.
Yeah, which is about 15 minutes from the port. It's not far. And so you have to get yourself to the resort. So we'll take a taxi to the resort, hang out there, for several hours, and then, head back to the ship. Because we've been to Nassau so many times, so I don't really care about walking through the straw market or anything like that.
And the straw market's cool, and like downtown Nassau's cool. It's very safe and Americanized. It's a nice place. And then you also have the Atlantis there, which is big,
Yes.
and now you have Bahamas, which we've been to already.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to going and just chilling at the Sandals Resort all day.
Yep.
'Cause they're gonna have showers that we can use. Like we're gonna go to the swim up bar, then shower up, then go to dinner. We're gonna have like a freaking resort day.
Well, we probably won't go to dinner because the day pass for cruise guests, it runs out at 6.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We might be able to do like an early meal. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Probably have dinner on the boat then, I guess.
Yeah, we'll probably have dinner on
But
the
we'll have a
ship.
good lunch.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting pizza because I love their pizza.
Pizza's so good.
Yeah, but just a little tip, you can do that with a lot of different cruise ports. Buy the day pass, go check it out, and it's cool if you're especially if you're considering doing an all-inclusive resort or going to that specific one or that brand.
Yeah.
It's a great way to kind of try it out.
Yeah, and if you're avid travelers like us and you have done a lot of cruises but not many all-inclusives or no all-inclusives, you need to try out the all-inclusive
Well, we've
experience.
done a lot of all-inclusive.
But I'm saying for people that haven't, this
Yeah.
is a good opportunity. Take a day off the boat. Go check out some of the all-inclusive resorts. You'll be blown away.
Yeah, so, and I think the pricing varies on them, but just to give you an example, the Sandals Royal Bahamian, which you would only do that if you're adults because it's adults only, and those are $110 a person.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can go from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then you can enjoy all their included activities at the resort. You can enjoy their dining, all their drinks,
All
everything.
the drinks, service, everything you get there, the beach, the whole nine.
Yes.
And it's about, if you really think about it, it's close to like these little excursions that the cruise companies do that include your food and drinks. It's about the same price.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Right.
So, anyways, well, that is a good show. That is an awesome show. I'm very happy with how this is turning out.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you dropped a ton of hashtag facts on us, like mind blown right now.
All right. Well, we will.
That's why you're getting awarded. That's why you're getting all these awards.
Yes. Well, we will talk more about this one probably in 2 more episodes.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple episodes in between.
So we'll be back to report on our thoughts on the ship and the trip and everything. So
Probably like the week of Christmas, maybe. Oh, by the way, shout out to everyone out there getting ready for the holidays. It's I'm sure everyone's hustling and bustling around. So if you're listening to this podcast on your Alexa device or, in your earbuds in the gym or, getting the house ready to have, family come into town for Christmas, thank you for checking our podcast out. Thank you so much. And also we hope everyone out there is having a great holiday season. But yeah, this is an exciting trip we have coming up.
yes, I am very excited.
It's been a while since we've
Quick
been on a
getaway.
cruise.
It has been. It's been almost 2 years since we've been on a cruise. March
Wow.
would have been 2 years.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Craziness.
I think that's another reason why I wanted to book this because I was just kind of itching for a cruise.
Get back on a cruise. Yeah, we've done a lot of all-inclusive.
I know. I love, there's
Europe.
something about a cruise. I love a cruise.
I do too. There's something about being just on the water away from the world where all you can see is water and you're on this big, beautiful
It's
ship.
just very peaceful and relaxing. I mean, I definitely prefer, if we're talking tropical, I prefer an all-inclusive resort, but I really do enjoy a cruise.
Well, save that thought, because we're going to have to re-up the all-inclusive versus a cruise debate.
Yes.
We're going to have to re-up that on a future podcast. That's going to be a good one.
Yes.
And we may get a special guest in the room for that.
Oh, who?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm the host here. Let me figure that part out.
Okay, I was going to say, is he going to be Ringo the cat?
No, Ringo. No, not Ringo the cat. He'll chew on the cords and we'll lose the microphone. So.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Anyways, we love you guys. We hope everyone out there has a happy holiday. And give us a like and subscribe if you're checking us out on any of our platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcast Player, Stitcher. We're just about everywhere. Subscribe. And if you have a positive review, we would love 5-star reviews. We love them.
Yes.
So if you can give us a big 5-star review, it just makes us smile. We just got a really good review from one of our listeners.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And she's a client too, right?
Yeah.
I think she's a client.
Yeah. Got her booked for her honeymoon.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that positive review. We do watch this stuff and we appreciate it, and we're glad that you guys get so much value out of our podcast, because we want to share our passion for travel and our good advice with the world. We don't want to withhold information. We're going to give it to you. And if you become a client, that's awesome too.
Yes.
So, all right, guys, we love you. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.